Stereotypes. We've all heard them before. From the Kool-Aid to the basketball, everyone has some sort of stereotype. But what happens when you mix stereotypes in film? Let's take a quick peek. This is Stereotypes of African Americans in Film, told by the J-Pal crew and Adrian.
So, did you know that a lot of old and new films depict stereotypes? Hollywood really doesn't hesitate with its stereotypes. Like, did you know that the African Americans here now have mostly had an ancestry as enslaved Africans from West Africa?
Yeah, that's right. And believe it or not, perpetuation of stereotypes leads to big corporations like the ones in Hollywood normalizing stereotypes and putting it in films to monetize off. How could they? It's like an enduring issue of some sort. It's almost as if the impact of colonization by the Europeans on the Africans led to a lot of discrimination and influence of stereotypes. Well, it is. Let's get into it. First up on our list is Princess and the Frog. The stereotype that seems to be identified near the beginning of the film is that people of West African ancestry are poor. However, this is not true. According to one of our texts, stopping in cities such as Cairo, Mansa Musa is said to have spent massive quantities of gold giving them to the poor, buying souvenirs, and even having mosques built along the way. Under Mansa Musa, the empire became urbanized, with schools and mosques in hundreds of densely populated towns. Clearly not poor.
Yeah, as it turns out, that guy Mansa Musa was like the law-abiding Robin Hood. He actually had the money to give to the poor instead of taking money from others to give to the poor. Oh look, that's another stereotype debunked. Not all people of West African ancestry were savage or barbaric.
Speaking of savages, let's move on to the second film, Home. In Home, near the beginning of the film, it is shown that people of West African ancestry seem to be aggressive.
According to West African stories, even as a boy he possessed many virtues, including humility, strength, courage, and above all, filial piety. Sundayada goes on to become a great king, surrounding himself with strong warriors and the wise council. He defeats the Susa king Sumangru through the use of wit and magic. Sundayada unites the territory surrounding his kingdom into the strongest and richest state of Africa.
That tale of Sundayada really shows that African Americans really do possess virtues that prove one is nice. You know, why didn't this story have that much of an impact on common stereotypes? Common stereotyping is probably the bigger issue, but we'll get to that in the end. Let's see one more example. Black Panther.
Unlike the previous two movies, while Black Panther doesn't necessarily depict a stereotype, it actually helps debunk stereotypes. For example, not all people with West African ancestry live primitive, uncivilized lives.
According to the tale of the story of Mansa Musa, upon returning from his pilgrimage, he had the great Jing-Gueber Mosque built there with the help of an Andalusian architect. He also established a major university, further elevating the city's reputation and attracting scholars and students from all over the Islamic world. Under Mansa Musa, the empire became urbanized. Urbanized basically meaning city. So there was no tribes or anything like that.
You know, why doesn't Hollywood make more movies like Black Panther? Instead of debunking stereotypes, they keep depicting them and monetizing off the films while simultaneously promoting the normalization of these stereotypes.
And considering how common stereotypes are nowadays, stereotyping to some is now normal? This is a way bigger problem. People are practically desensitized to the impact of stereotypes on others, so it becomes more common. Debunking stereotypes of people with West African history helps society move on from the past and help shape a better, equal, more understood, and safe community, not just locally, but internationally.
So let this video be a lesson, a guide, a tool, to show that we need to speak up about stereotypes that are so prevalent in our community. We need to discuss them responsibly, even if we have to dig into history that hasn't been commonly taught. This film was made to help others understand stereotypes in other movies and why they are not true. This has been Stereotypes of African Americans in Film, told by the J-Pal crew and Adrian.